And I'd like to welcome you all to our advanced training today, which will be covering updating your Apple device software to 18.3.1. So if you have an iPhone, an iPad, these steps are very similar or the exact same. So make sure you update your devices. All right. The WildTech DC Senior Digital Equity Program, its owners and presenters offer technical assistance, virtual health, well-being information designed for educational purposes only. You should not rely on the information in apps or topics made by WildTech, including but not limited to mobile device applications and any social media pages maintained by WildTech, its owners, or presenters as a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, treatment, or legal advice. Thank you so much for letting me read the disclaimer. If you cannot see me, hear me, or see the screen, please let me know in the chat. I would appreciate that. Let's make sure to keep our TVs and cell phones in mind. We can give ourselves the most immersive experience. And as always, let's make sure to take notes and or screenshots so you can review the information for later on, but this session will be on our YouTube channel. And again, please feel free to ask questions. They help out others and yourself as well. Okay. So iPad OS 18 is the latest upgrade from Apple. So these upgrades happen about every year or so. So this coming fall, probably iPad OS 19. Last year, it not last year, but the year before. So in 2023, it was 17. In 2024, it's 18. So 2025, 19. Okay. These upgrades, well, specifically 18 allows you new ways to work with Apple Pencil if you have one, new experiences in app, customize the iPad, Apple Intelligence for those iPads and iPhones that have that, amongst other additions as well. So these big upgrades happen every year, and updates happen about once every 1 or 2 months, okay? So we're mainly going to be talking about the update because it's 18.3.1. So we'll probably have point 0.4, then 5, then 6, and that will probably be towards the end of summer, beginning of fall, and then we'll have by that time we'll already know what iPad OS 19 encompasses. So about once every 1 or 2 months we get an update, and then once every year we get an upgrade. So just keep that in mind, okay? So it's iPad OS 18.3.1. OS is operating system, which allows us to utilize the device. It's the most important software that runs on a computer and manages the memory and processes, so the storage and the actions of the device. It manages software and hardware, so applications. That software and hardware is the actual physical components of the device. Okay, so it manages both to work together and allows you to communicate with the device without knowing how to speak the device's language. These apps and this platform is created on very complex code, etc. But by our physical human actions, we don't have to know that. We just use it as we learn and intend. But there's a lot of things that go into creating computers and devices and applications. So again, it's just an amazing thing to utilize as well. Without an operating system, a computer is useless. So we have to make sure we keep our devices, our phones, our computers, our laptops, our tablets updated so we can get the best operating system available. Okay. Again, it manages all the software and the hardware in the computer. And usually there are different apps that are running. So yes, on my iPad right now, I'm using Zoom. I'm using my Slides app. I'm using the microphone potentially, video. So again, the device has to coordinate all of that alongside with the CPU, memory, and storage. And the operating system coordinates all this for you so that way each program gets what it needs. So again, without the operating system, there would be no ease of use that we come to know with our devices. So again, always grateful for that. And that it gets updated for us. It's very important because it's really important to keep your computers up to date. And even though you may get an update request or you may see a pop-up saying, whatever next version is ready, and it may happen at the worst time you think, but you have to make sure you follow them and again, keep your computer up to date because no system is 100% foolproof. But I will say Apple devices are amazing. I have not had any security issues involving, just using the Apple platform. It's very secure, but not one system is 100% foolproof. So these updates have these patches that can cover security holes and keep the hackers out of the network. And of course, these updates can provide new features, new compatibilities with different devices or applications. Okay. These updates can again fix the code that allows hackers to install damaging malware on computers or delete important files. Things you've been so busy working on that you think you don't have time to update your software, those are at risk if you decide to ignore the reminder. And again, it won't kill your device if you get an update request and you don't do it immediately, but it's the kind of the principle that matters, right? We always have to make sure we keep our devices safe, even though our iPads may be very secure. It's always better to be safe than sorry, as they say, or have a backup, or just kind of know what's going on, right? With these updates that happen monthly and yearly, so you can make sure you stay on top of those, right? But with our regular, our computers or again, other phones, other devices, they have updates too. So just keeping that in mind. If you haven't updated a device in a while, maybe go into those settings and see if you can, if it's not an Apple device, it's phone, Android device, etc. Right? So just make sure you keep that in mind with your devices. And the thing about it, it's very simple to do. All you have to do most of the time is click a button, and not if you set it up correctly. If you would like to set it up that way, you don't even have to click a button. It will download for you. So I'll be able to showcase that as well. But it's two steps. It's downloading the update and actually installing the update. Okay. So the updates take about 10 to 20 minutes, once the, update is initialized, the download is initialized, it takes about 10 to 20 minutes. But for the upgrades that happen every year, they may take a bit longer because of how much data there is. Usually with the updates, they're about maybe 1 gigabytes, maybe 2 gigabytes worth of storage, right? Or maybe even less if it's a smaller update. But for these upgrades, they may be like 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 gigabytes of storage. And those are, of course, bigger, so they take longer. So around again the fall time when the new upgrade comes out, just make sure for when it comes out, we're going to talk about it. Make sure you set aside that time just to be able to, again, upgrade your device and get access to the latest features. You may see something called a rapid security response when you update specifically your iPhone, iPads. They're a new type of software release that occurred about 2 years ago, as you can see, iOS 16 or iPad OS 16.4. So about 2 years ago, that's when they started releasing. And they have security improvements between software updates. So improvements to Safari, system library, security issues that are reported to Apple. That's why it says in the wild. You can report a problem to Apple through Apple support, and that's when a rapid security response may be utilized. It's been kind of far in between, so I haven't seen one in a while, but if you do, you know what that means, and you'll see there's going to be a letter next to the numbers right here. So for this one, it was iPadOS 16.4.1A in parentheses. Okay, so if you see a letter next to the numbers in the update, then you know that is a rapid security response. But it'll also mention that in the update page. Okay. All right. So when we're talking about upgrading your device, right, or updating it, but we always have to have a backup um, before we kind of do anything in life, right? So we're going to talk about that really quick. But again, just overall, these updates are very important to keep your device secure, access to the latest apps. They don't take too long to download. And in some cases, they may automatically download for you. And it's just a really important thing to keep in mind when you're utilizing any technology, right? Keeping it updated as best you can. Um, when you do a backup of your device, and again, this happens automatically sometimes as well, you'll have a copy of your information to use in case your device is ever replaced, lost, or damaged. You know what? Crazy things happen in life, right? So even though we may have our iPad, there's no issues with it, it works perfectly fine. The next day something may happen, unfortunately. Fire gets it gets dropped or, of course, damaged or, amongst many other circumstances. You know what I'm saying? So it's really, really important to have a backup in case you lose your device, replace your device, damage the device, and that way you start with something like your information, some of your information, depending on the last time you did the backup versus nothing. But I will say for this, in order to restore your iPad from a backup, you must know your Apple account information. Okay, so when you download apps, you enter in your Apple account password. Your Apple account is the email that you use to sign up, either the iCloud account you created or the email that you used for that Apple account. Make sure you have the information on you. Okay, without that, you will not be able to back up your device. If you ever, again, need to replace it, you lost it, damaged it, got a new one, okay? Backup includes nearly all the data and settings stored on your device. So that's what I say. If I lose this iPad and I have, these apps and these contacts and these different things on my iPad, I will not lose that forever, right? I will have it backed up. Um, iCloud contacts, calendars, notes, photos, iMessages, health data, mail data, your Apple Pay information, face, biometrics. These are very important things that we utilize on a daily basis. That's why it's included on that backup. And it's really important, again, to do regular backups on your device. So that's what we're going to learn how to do. And you can do this while you're on the call today. I'm assuming most of us are on Wi-Fi right now. So it's a very simple procedure. So please, please, please follow along so that way you can back up your device and see if you guys have any questions. So first up, you are going to go to settings on your device. You're going to tap on your name. So whatever your name is in the top left corner, this section right here. And then you're going to click on iCloud, okay? Because this is an iCloud backup, we need to go to our iCloud settings, okay? So again, just follow along, go to settings, your name, and then you're going to click on iCloud. So I hit my home button, go to my home screen, of course, and I'm going to go to settings. Yeah, you guys see it's 22 degrees. Oh my gosh, it's really cold out. And then you're going to click on settings, okay? And I actually was here just a minute ago. So again, I'm going to click on my name. My name is, WildTech Training for this iPad because this is our WildTech Training iPad. And then you're going to click on iCloud, okay? And it tells you how much storage you have. Everyone gets 5 gigabytes free of iCloud storage. And you'll see you can adjust what is actually backed up in there. But after 5 gigabytes of storage, you'll see this option up here about iCloud Plus. So we're going to mention that a little bit later on, but basically access to more storage, okay? For your backup, okay? Again, it's over the cloud, over the internet, Apple servers. So that way, again, if you lose that device, whatever you have backed up, when you restore it with your new device, you will not start with nothing. You will start with your Apple account info and your apps and your data, things of that nature, okay? So once you get here, again, you can see your iCloud information. You can see what's saved to iCloud, so what you're actually backing up, any recommendations, and you see this option right here. It says iCloud backup. That's where we're going to try to go to. Okay, so just going back to the slides for a second. Again, you scroll down, or if you see iCloud backup, you're going to tap on it and then hit backup now. So again, this is a pretty simple procedure, but very, very important to do, okay? So we're gonna go back to settings, all right? Again, you guys should still be in settings as well. And then you're gonna click on iCloud backup, okay? When you click on iCloud backup, you will see right here, it says iCloud backup automatically backup your iPad so you can restore your data if you lose your device or get a new one. It says backup this iPad, make sure that option is green, okay? So of course you can back up your iPad. And then it says backup now. You click on it or tap on it, again, on your iPhone, on your iPad. If you're doing on both, and I have my phone right here. So again, I can do the exact same thing on my phone. I go to settings on my device right here. All right, I'm going to click on my name, click on iCloud, and then click on iCloud Backup. Okay. And again, it depends on your device. There's very little changes. The only difference is, my phone, of course, has cellular. So it has two options here, backup over cellular. So I can actually use my cellular data on my phone to back up to iCloud, which can be convenient. But, of course, I'm at Wi-Fi right now. But again, I'll hit backup now and hit that same option, okay? But look at that, it took less than a minute right here, and it says last successful backup, 10:34 a.m. So it tells you the dates and the time that you did your last backup, and you know that it was successfully done. Of course, any questions, please raise your hand. I see your hand. Appreciate that. And if you're having any issues with backing up, again, you just got it will tell you, hey, you may not have enough iCloud storage. Um, and you may have another error. I have not seen one myself. So I hope everyone's able to go through these steps. And just really quickly, again, it says upgrade to iCloud Plus. So if you do not have an iCloud Plus subscription, if you still just have the 5 GB, I certainly don't on my on my own device. I have way more than 5 GB of storage, because I have a lot of things on my device. So it's really, really important to look over that. So look, if I upgrade to iCloud Plus, again, if it's saying, hey, you don't have enough storage to back up this amount of data to your iCloud, you hit that option, upgrade to iCloud Plus, and you will see some of the options. Please start off with the dollar a month. It took me years to fill out, 50 gigs. And again, I have many, 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 many photos. I've used an iPhone myself for around 10, 11, 12 years. So I have lots of things in mind. So, for most folks, that may not be the case. But if it is, then you may need to, again, upgrade again, but that will take a very long time. So again, if you need more storage, start off with that 50 GB, which is 99 cents a month, 129 with tax most of the time in DC here. And it's storage. Again, cloud storage that you pay for, that dollar, whatever, 99 cents, $1.29 a month. And that way, again, if you lose your device, need to replace, damage it, again, with this information, and with the subscription, you will have backed up that info. So that way, again, you start with something rather than nothing. So it's like insurance for your data in a way, right? Just to kind of think about it, okay? Um, 2 TB, like I don't know anyone that would utilize that. I think that's too much. Yeah, that is a lot of data, right? I utilize right now this $2.99 a month plan. Okay, me personally, okay, you guys, that's where am I at right now? Again, with the amount, or the amount of time I've had the device, and with all of this information, I still have about 75 GB left of storage. Again, everything from photos to notes to messages to mail. That is, I love it. I have the security of knowing if something happens to my device, my information will be safe. I get that new device, I log in with my Apple account info, I restore from iCloud backup. You'll see that screen in a second. But yes, that is essentially iCloud backups. So before we go on to the updates today, any questions about backing up your iPad? And I'll do my best to answer them. 99 cent month forever. Yes, if you'd like to utilize that storage, then yes, it is that 99 cent plus tax a month forever. Again, it's a subscription. You're paying for the storage. So even if, right now, if I get this iCloud Plus, if I get that 50 gigs storage, then I will have that 50 gigs of storage available. Even if I'm only using 1 GB of storage, it's still that 99 cent plus tax a month forever. So yes, for a couple years now, I've been paying about, $3 a month, for storage, which, over the year, about 36 bucks. But again, I have the security and a good relief of knowing that, hey, my information is safe, because again, you never know what's going to happen in the next hour, in the next day, right? With the device, when you bring devices with you places, or take it out anywhere, or even in your own home, things happen, right? So it's always, always good to have a safety plan, which is why I love the backups. Last but not least, before I see the hand, it says save to iCloud. So again, if I go into this section right here, I can see all of the things that are using iCloud. And you can potentially turn off any of these if you don't want that info in iCloud. Maybe it's because it's too much storage, but that's why I highly recommend that 99 cent a month forever. I'm not saying everybody, but depending on how much you use your device, right? If the iPad is your only Apple device, you'll have a lot of that. I have a few, so it I don't focus everything on one device. And of course I'm grateful for that. But so for some folks, they may just have the iPad for their Apple device. So you have to just really be conscious of how much storage or in the iCloud that you're using, and just taking a look at what's actually in the iCloud backup. So look at that. It says photos, my mail, my passwords, notes, messages, health data, contacts, reminders, Safari, the list goes on and on. These are the things that are saved into the backup and again, it gives me good relief for that. So, okay. All right. I do see your direct message, Mr. Thomas. Do you mind just kind of rewriting it so I can make sure I answer that fully, please? Because we're gonna go into the whole updating part in just a second. So I hope that helps out. But Miss Carolyn, you had a question about backing up your Apple device. Thanks so much for coming on.
Yes, good morning.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I was not able to get my home screen. I'm looking at you, and I think I have your setting, but I'm not able to get to what I need to get to get into settings. What do I
Yeah.
do?
Well, that's because you're still in Zoom, Miss Carolyn. You got to hit your home button to go to your home screen so you can go to your settings.
Okay, hit my home. Okay.
Yeah, your home button. So the
Oh,
little circular button. So I'm here on Zoom again showing you here, but you don't have to be in Zoom like to be able to move around. You see I'm in Zoom now, but because I am my home button, I'm able to go around the iPad. That's how I was able to show you settings while we're
oh,
still in Zoom, but you got to hit, your home button and move, your screen so you can go to the screen yourself as well.
okay. So
Uh,
I was not able to do anything what you said because I wasn't in setting on my page, but I do see my name, but I'm not going to prolong your class, but I do see my name. So
mhm.
that's the
Yeah.
main thing. So I can sign, I can let someone
Yeah.
else talk and
So,
I can just
no,
follow
no, no,
now.
no, it's okay, Miss Karen. I want you to try the steps out. I'll just briefly go over them again. I was going to do that
Okay.
anyway. And then again, you got to make sure, you follow along. You're able, so that way you can test things out as you see it. And then that way you're able to ask the question just like you did. Okay.
Okay. And thank you. So I do see my name. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah. So just take a look at that. And then, just let me know if you have another question. Okay.
Okay. I see my name, but I don't know what else I do.
Yep. So give me 1 second. I got you. Okay.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right. But again, any backup questions, please let me know. So again, just again, trying to follow along. I'm going to go over the steps here, but please follow along on your device. Again, if you have not backed up your iPad yet. So again, once you're in settings on your device, again, I'm just showing it here for the steps, okay? But you got to hit your home button, go to your home screen and follow along, okay? So we're going to go to settings and you're going to tap on your name. Okay. When you tap on your name, you'll see all of your Apple account information right here. And what you're going to want to do is hit on iCloud. Okay. When you click on iCloud, you'll get to a new screen. Okay. And this is a bit of an older picture, but you're still going to see it says iCloud backup. Okay. So I'll even put it in the chat as well. But to make sure you take notes, make sure you take screenshots, etc. Okay. You're going to go to settings, you're going to click on your name, and you're going to click on iCloud. Okay. That's this first slide. The next step is to tap on iCloud backup. So again, if I go to my iPad right here, hit my name, I click on iCloud, and then it says iCloud backup. Okay. That's the fourth step. And the last step for this procedure is hitting backup now. So again, it'll say backup now. Takes about 1 to 2 minutes. Is very fast, even with the amount I have in my backup. I have about 125 gigabytes or so in on my phone, and it took about 1 to 2 minutes to back up. So it's very, very efficient in that manner. Of course, having a strong connection is always good as well. So those are the 5 steps: settings, name, iCloud, iCloud backup, and then clicking on backup now. If there are any issues, it will let you know when you hit backup now, hey, there's not enough storage. So that's all about going to the iCloud Plus and checking out those options. But I recommend starting off with that 99 cents a month plan. And there are other things that also are included in iCloud Plus. I think I'll also mention that at the end as well. So I hope that's helpful. And please put any backup questions in the chat, or I'm also able to answer them as well, okay? But here's the steps once again. Very, very simple. Settings, tap on your name, hit iCloud, then iCloud backup, and then click on backup now. Okay, so 5 steps. I hope that's helpful. And yes, you got to make sure you have a backup plan before you go into your initial plan, as maybe I would say. So again, a backup allows you to save and copy the information from your Apple device. If you replace it, you can use a backup to transfer your information to a new device. So this is the culmination of why we did this, okay? For that new device, in case, that has to occur, which we, of course, are not hoping, and I'm thankful I have not had to do this before in a way, but it's pretty self-explanatory. Um, when I got a new device, I wouldn't see this screen at all. I would see another one. I've transferred data from one iPhone to another, but I've never restored in my own eyes or with my own eyes a device from the backup. But these are the steps to do so. You click on that option when you get that new device, restore from iCloud backup, and then you will enter in your Apple account information. And it's really just about following the prompts that you see on the screen. So just making sure you take a look at that, okay? Um, all right. Denise, you had a question about backing up your iPad before you go on?
Oh, yeah, good morning, everyone. Yeah, I just wanted to say that I purchased a new iPad because mine had, it died on me. But the first one that I had from you all, but I purchased another one, and the iCloud backup does work because
Mhm. It
when
certainly.
I because when I touched it in my new device, everything popped up.
As it
It,
should, because you knew your
uh-huh.
Apple account information and you did your backups, and
Mm-hmm.
it sounds like you did everything right. So,
Yeah, so if
right.
I didn't ever back up, I would have
Nope.
lost probably
hmm
everything. And I
hmm
also had the $3.17 plan where I
hmm
get the 200,
hmm
gigabyte, and that helps also. So I have more storage now. So
Yep. You probably started with that
yeah, that's 7. I
eight.
had generation 7 when I first got the iPad. Yeah, it died on me finally. I don't know what happened, but it just went black. But I had it for some years. What, about 4 years? 3 years or
Yeah, so
so?
you had quite a bit of information on it. So again,
Mm-hmm.
you're happy that you didn't start with nothing. You started with your info. So
Yeah, so I just wanted to share that it does work.
mhm, it sure does. I appreciate that, Miss Denise. Thank you so much.
Uh-huh. All right. Thank you, y'all.
hmm
Have a good day.
hmm Thank you, thank you. All right. Yes, Miss Donna, the steps. So again, for backing up your iPad, it's also in the chat as well. So make sure you take a look at the chat. But I'm gonna go right here. Make sure you take a screenshot as well. Again, your home button and power button. Okay, that's how you take a screenshot as well. Or you can take a screenshot of the chat. Either way, Those are the 5 steps. You're going to go to settings on your device. Okay, again, so this is, again, you all are seeing what's on my screen, but make sure you hit your home button and follow the steps on your end. Okay, you're going to go to settings. You're going to click on your name. So again, in this case, mine is WildTech Training. And then I'm going to click on iCloud because that's where all the iCloud info is. That's where we're going to do a backup. So you're going to click on backup right here, iCloud backup, and then you're going to click backup now. It takes about 1 to 2 minutes. And as long as you don't see any pop-ups saying you don't have enough iCloud storage, etc. Again, I'm assuming most of us are on the Wi-Fi right now, and it should be a very quick and simple process. So I hope that's helpful. And again, this works for your iPad and your iPhone. Make sure you keep your devices um, backed up and updated. Okay, so it's in the chat, and I hope that helped out too. Miss Donnie had another question about backing up your iPad.
Yes. I've missed updating my updates because I didn't have enough storage. So when I do get it going, will it pick up on the old updates I didn't put in? Will like for
So
instance, if I put in 18 now, will it go back and get all the updates I missed?
So we haven't talked about updating your iPad yet, Miss Donna. So I think I will
Oh.
answer that for you. But yes, if you didn't do 0.2, then it will just automatically update to the latest version, which is 18.3.1. So we're actually just going to go over that. But now we're talking about the iCloud storage. The update
Oh,
or upgrade concerns the actual iPad storage, so the storage on the device. So those are
okay.
kind of 2 different storages. So make sure when you think of iCloud, you think of, in the cloud, your data, your information. And when you think about iPad, the software update or upgrades, those need a particular amount of the actual storage of the device.
Oh, okay. I'm
Mhm.
sorry.
No, don't be sorry. Thank you for the question. Yes, I really appreciate that, Ms. Donna. I hope that was helpful.
Yes, it was.
Mm-hmm. Yes, no, questions are good. The terms, even though not confused, but I may say them interchangeably sometimes because they can mean, the same thing, but very slightly as well. So again, that's why I'm glad we're having this session today. So, we can learn some new things. So please share, just so we have enough time, please share any questions or comments in the chat. And then after our update, I'm able to answer those, okay? So updating your device, again, is a very simple procedure. It's even less steps than before in a way, as long as, again, everything is not right from the start, but as long as you have enough storage on your device, you should be through with this in a few steps, okay? And I do this last, well, because first you got to do a backup first, and then updating your device or upgrading it, etc. But it'll take a turning off your iPad and turning it back on. That's what happens with an update or upgrade. So make sure you follow through with the download, and by the time the session ends, you're able to install it before our 12 o'clock session today. So again, make sure you follow these steps to, again, back up your iPad, iPhone, and be able to update it to the latest version. Okay, so make sure of course, your device is plugged in and connected to the internet. So this will automatically occur with some of these conditions, plugged in and Wi-Fi. So I'll mention that in just a second as well. So the first step, if you want to install the update, you're going to go to settings. Okay, so back to settings we go, and you're going to make sure you're in general. Okay, so settings and then general. And then you're going to click on software update. Okay, so again, I'm putting the steps in the chat as well. So settings and then general. Okay, so we're going to hit general. And on the right hand side, you're going to click on software update. And you notice iPad storage is right underneath it. They kind of go hand in hand. So you hit software update, and I purposely did not update this iPad right here so you can actually see what it says. But look at that. This updates about 920 megabytes, so about a gigabyte of storage, so makes sense. And each time your iPad updates, you'll see what it does. So this update provides important bug fixes and security updates and is recommended for all users. So again, making sure you check this spot or you utilize this on, on a monthly basis, or even I check this weekly, or even when sometimes, I get the notification, so that works too. But it's always good to just check to see what's going on. This is also where you can see if you actually did the update, okay? If you look at my iPad right here, my other iPad, this one, I know there's kind of a glare, but this one says iPadOS 18.3.1. It is up to date. Okay, so this one's actually updated, and that's what it will say when your device is actually updated. So whatever it says here, update now. If you have not upgraded your iPad to iPad OS 18, I hope everyone has, because it has been a couple months since it's been released. But you may also see it says download and install. So it may say update now, download and install. It may say a couple of things for that prompt. So it's just really important just to, again, take a look at your screen and actually see what it says. So again, this was the screenshot for actually that I just did for this session. But again, depending on if it's an update or upgrade, you may see some additional info on the screen. You may need to input your iPad passcode if you have one, or use your Touch ID biometrics. You may see some terms and conditions from Apple. So make sure you just follow those prompts when you see that come up on the screen, okay? So I'm actually going to initiate it right now so you can actually see it. But again, you're going to go into Settings, General, and then Software Update, and you will see it. At the top, it says Automatic Updates. This is on. So look, automatically install iPad OS software updates when this iPad is connected to Wi-Fi, charging, and locked. So basically, if you charge your iPad overnight, if you're connected to Wi-Fi, your iPad may automatically install that latest update or upgrade for you. And look, and then I have automatically download on. So again, these updates or upgrades, again, as long as I'm connected to Wi-Fi, if it's plugged in, these can be automatically downloaded and prepared for installation. So this says update now. Again, you follow the prompts on the screen. So it's making me enter in my passcode. Okay, let me see what this does. It says update requested. Okay, so this is how you manually initiate the upgrade or update of your device. Sometimes it happens automatically, sometimes it doesn't. But as you can see, it was so easy just to get to this spot and be able to check on what's going on. So now it says update requested. Okay, so we'll come back to that in just a second. But back in general, if it's saying, hey, your iPad does not have enough storage to upgrade this device, you're going to have to go to iPad storage and just see what's going on, okay? If you have a 7th gen iPad, you have 32 gigabytes of storage. If you have a 9th generation iPad, you have 64 gigabytes of storage. Okay. Let's see. What happened? 1 second. Give me 1 second, you guys. Thank you. I think, sometimes, when you do these updates or when you, go through a couple of these processes, it sometimes make things a little wonky. So that's why I kind of just stopped my screen share just now. Give me a moment, you guys. Thank you. I'm glad I'm on my other device so you can still hear me. Thank you. Just give me 1 moment. Again, I'm actually doing the update, so sometimes things like that may happen, okay? Let me go back into settings. And let me just check to see what's going on with that request. So it's still requesting. So it's about says a minute. So it's a minute to download. Very fast. So again, I hope I don't get cut off again. But look, iPad storage right here. It has some recommendations, right? So you can save some storage if you haven't used an app for a while, but you can organize your apps by size, by the name, or by the last used date, okay? Mm-hmm. You can see this info right here, and I can see my largest apps that are in use. So maybe this game is pretty large, etc. I do recommend you have about 10 gigabytes of free storage. So you see I'm kind of at that cusp right now. I'm at 22 gigabytes of storage that I'm using, but there's 32 gigs on the iPad. So I've about 9.14 left. So that's a good way to make sure your device is running as smoothly as possible. Okay, so yep, that is the storage. Again, just making sure you keep that in mind or go through that once in a while just to see if you may need to delete a few things or offload a few things. And then always checking that update or upgrade. Okay, so it's preparing it right now. So it's downloading right now. And then it will say what I like to install it now or later. It may say that. Again, it's really important to look at your iPad to see what it says when these things complete. But with iPad OS 18, while that goes on, I'm going to give me a second. Wow. Let's see. I was gonna go into this article. Give me one second. Again, Google is great. I'm going to search iPad OS 18. I had a link for us, but I'll just do it this way. Let's see. What's new in iPad OS 18? Again, you can Google anything and search for different things. But really quickly, and again, we have an iPad OS 18 overview video on our YouTube channel. Make sure you take advantage, but I'm also going to copy this link and share it with you all too. So again, just showcasing how to copy links. Personalizing your home screen, you can move your apps and widgets to any place that you want. Really make it to you. You can lock and hide apps if you want with the steps that are here on the screen. The control center is redesigned. So different new groups of controls and features. Notes has a lot of updates. The iPad now has a calculator app. This is very new on the device, okay? There was not a calculator app on the iPad before last fall. So I really love that feature, or that app, I should say, like a built-in calculator. Like we need that. And we didn't have it for a long time. So I was so happy to see that feature added on our iPads. Again, you can do simple calculations, or you can change the kind of calculator and have a more scientific one right here, or even do math notes where you can solve math problems and have it done like initially for you. This is not, there you go, 4 + 1, and it did 5. Isn't that really cool, right? So this is the calculator app, and in notes, you can basically have this smart script and math notes where it does it for you, right? So Uh, just another example, like if I do 4x + 1 = 6, x equals, and it's not perfect. Right? Yeah, I guess you have to say, do in a certain way. I haven't been into it so much, but this was really interesting. So again, with iPad OS 18, there are so many different features available. We are running a little bit low on time, but I just want to showcase some of the new things that you can do with this upgrade. And of course, with the updates, those are also great as well. So there is the link to that article, but please look on YouTube, look on more websites just for more information in regards to backing up your iPad, updating it, what's new in the latest upgrade, etc. So again, I hope that was helpful. And thank you so much. Any last questions about updates, about backups, about iPad OS 18? I hope that was helpful. And again, you guys are seeing what's happening right now. It's still preparing, it's almost done to download, and it's just all about following the different steps that you see on the screen. Okay. Thank you, Miss Brenda. You have a question about anything for our session today? Miss Hill, you have a question for us?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Mhm.
Okay. Wait a minute. Hold on one sec. Okay, I did update my iPad. And it said iPad OS 18.3.1, and then there's a little small box on the top that said automatic update. It said on. Do I need to click on that?
No, as long as it's on, and when I click on it, you see on my Zoom, right? And my screen, I see that these three are on. So as long as those three are on, I don't necessarily go into that section. I just want to make sure as long as it says that your iPad, it says up to date, that means you're on the latest version.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
My pleasure, Miss Hill. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Mhm.
So, okay.
Any other questions? Any other comments? Please raise your hand if you have backed up your iPad and updated it. Either before the session, if you already did that, or if you learned how to do that today too. Please raise your hand in Zoom. Again, if you have backed up, updated your iPad, if you learned how to do that today, if you learned something new today, this is really important for making sure we have the sense of how do you say it? Knowing that my iPad is backed up in case something happens to it. You know, I'm so happy that we have the option to have it backed up and to be able to put it on another device, that new device, in case we need to get that new device as well. And I'm happy to know that Apple provides, again, free updates and upgrades to us for our devices for many, many years after that we get it. So I love it. Even with some of the newest iPads coming out, I think these iPads that we have right here are perfectly great, and in their own right, it still holds up to many of the newer devices, even in 2025. So yes, I see we have 6 hands. Again, looking for some other hands as well. Thank you so much. Again, with your iPad or if you have an iPhone, you can follow these exact steps with backing up your device and updating/upgrading your device. Okay, yes, I see your chat, your direct message. Okay, I sent you a response and I will do my best. So I got you, okay? Thank you. Yes, several days ago. Yeah, this 18.3.1 is a few days old. But it's always again great to look at your backup. So again, clicking on your name, clicking iCloud backup, hitting iCloud backup and making sure it's your iPad or device is backed up, and then going to general, going to software update, and seeing again if your iPad or if your iPhone device is up to date. So, of course, this applies to any device, even if you have an Android phone, they have updates too or upgrades as well for their operating system. So make sure on any tech device that you have, just always go into those settings and see if an update or upgrade is there, okay? Again, right now on my screen, you see it's still preparing, probably because we were on the Zoom a little bit, so it may go a little faster when we're off the Zoom. But if you're not, if you're on your other device, again, make sure it says your iPad is up to date. Okay, I'm trying to show it, but my background is making it a little difficult, but it says up to date. So I know devices are backed up and up to date, and it makes me feel good. So I hope it makes you feel good as well. Well, thank you all so much for attending our session today. I know it's kind of simple, but very important as well. So, for any device that you have, it's always important to see if you can do a backup. For Apple devices, it is the iCloud backup. Not sure for Androids because it has been a while. But also updating your device. So, again, your iPads, your iPhones, any other devices that you may have as well, making sure that those are updated so you get the best security features, new apps, new upgrades, etc. All right. Yes, any last questions before we end for this session, but make sure you all come on for our 12 o'clock lunch club session. It's going to be very, very interesting. If you do not have a question, please lower your hand. But you guys are feel free to go at any time for rest, for fun, for leisure, for anything until our 12 o'clock session. Okay. All right, Yvonne, any quick questions for us?
Oh, yes. Thank you, Alex. I'm looking at your preparing update, should that progress bar be all the way over? Why is it not all the way over? See the
It's still-
progress bar?
Yeah, it's still preparing. Again, I'm on Zoom right now, so it may be a little slower right now, but it's moving along. But again, it just depends on again what you're doing on the device, your connection. So it's moving ever so slightly, but once it's done, I will get a prompt. If I'm not at the
Yeah.
screen, I'll get a prompt.
Well, mine is already updated, but and I did it again while you were explaining it, and
Mhm.
you know, it didn't show that it's already fully updated. I've got 18.3.1 already, and when I was updating, I decided to delete some apps that I don't use. Is that a good time to do that? Delete some apps that you're not using and that takes a lot of storage space?
No, there isn't a wrong time to do that. I mean, if it tells you that you don't want enough storage before you update, then of course I would go, and I've done this a couple of times when it comes, I go to the storage, I delete a couple of apps, and then I'll see if that's okay for it to update. When the iPad updates or upgrades, it doesn't actually use all of what it says. So if it says I need 5 GB of storage, once I actually have that available and when it downloads, it's not going to use all of that 5 GB. So again, as long as you go through the process, if it doesn't tell you any prompts, then you're good to go on storage. But it's always good just once in a while, maybe once a month, once every 2 months, just depending on how much you use the iPad, it's really important to look to see if you may need to delete a couple of apps or so. So, just
Yes.
taking a consistent look at these different things is very helpful.
Oh, I got a message saying unable to install. What is that telling me?
I mean, you just said that you updated your device. So have you updated it yet, or you're trying to update it right
It's
now?
already up. It said this update cannot be installed while on a call.
Okay, yes. So yes, because we're on Zoom right now, so you downloaded it. If it says that, that means you haven't installed it yet. It will be up, your iPad or your device is up to date if it says iPad, whatever version it is up to date. So again, I wish you could see a little more clearly on this device, but I don't have anything where it says install. It just says up to date. If it doesn't say up to date, then you got to follow the steps that are on the
Yeah,
screen.
mine is up to date, but and I guess I should not be trying to install it again. Maybe that's the reason.
No, you have to, so right after this call ends, Yvonne, make sure you install the update. If it doesn't say up to date, then your iPad is not updated. So you have to make sure you hit install and go through the steps. Again, we are on a call right now. That's probably why my
Yeah,
thing is taking a little longer. So again,
yeah.
take a look at that as soon as this meeting is over, or try to not leave now, but leave now and see if you can fully install the update, because it sounds like you haven't updated it fully yet. So make sure you go through those steps, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Yeah. So just to check out the meeting and see what you got to do. I do see some hands. So again, please make sure you lower your hand if you do not have a question. Okay. I do see one of you all again sent me a direct message. I have your number, so I will contact you as soon as I can. Okay. But any backup or update questions? Okay. Miss Donna, you had an update or a backup question for us today?
Actually, I were trying to do the application as far as get to do the, excuse me, I'm going through a little bit. Where you, the settings, where you had the settings for to go into the application on the laptop, if it's done on your iPhone, will it update on your laptop?
So each device is its own. So I'm assuming you have an iPhone, Miss Donna. So again, the procedure for updates is different between different platforms. So if your laptop is like a HP or a Dell, it's going to, those even are a difference amongst, those two. So the procedure may be different, but for iPads and iPhones, this is the exact procedure to back up your device and to update it. For laptops and things of that nature, again, it depends on it. Even if it has a backup, available, that's up to, the laptop. I know MacBooks do, or those laptops or computers, they have iCloud backup capabilities, but I can't say that for some Android devices. It's been a while. But for your iPhone and iPad, these are the exact methods to back up and update your device.
Okay, thank you.
My pleasure, Miss Donna. Thank you so much for the question. I know it's can be, I have this device, I have this device, even though they're all Apple, I gotta, just make sure each of those is updated, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think of it as annoying or anything. I think of it as kind of fun because I get to work with different devices and kind of learn them, and see, they're not too different at all. These are two different iPhones, but they work the exact same. I think that's just, amazing that, the system makes it pretty universal for that kind of device. So I hope that's helpful. And our last question for today is from Miss Dolores. Thanks so much. I hope today was helpful for everyone.
Oh, yes, the information you're sharing is very helpful. And I'm just trying to see if it's the same thing. When you get messages from YouTube or Google saying that you need an update, is this the same procedure, or do we just tap on the update when we get that message from YouTube and from Google and YouTube?
So I'm assuming you're talking about apps. So what we talked about today is the system backup and the update and upgrade. When we talk about specific apps, you're talking about just updating those particular apps, and that happens in the App Store. So for things like for any app, if you want to update it, you can go to it in the App Store to search for and update it, or you can hit your icon at the top right. So whether it's your initials or if it's your picture, you see here, it says these need to be updated. That's how you can quickly update all of your apps on your device. Again, by going into the App Store and then by hitting this icon at the top right. That's how you can quickly see all of the different apps that you need to update, and then I can hit update all right here and update them all at the same time. One thing I want to mention is, for some apps, if you have not updated your sorry, if for those particular apps that you guys received that were on the iPad before you got them, like the DC Public Library apps, YouTube, Zoom, if you try to update them and it says installed by a different user, etc., you have to delete the app and re-download it. So if you try to update the YouTube app, if you see that already, Dolores, then go through those steps. But you may have probably seen that before. But that essentially making sure you update your apps in the App Store, and if it's an app that was downloaded before and you see that message, you gotta delete it and reinstall it.
Okay, so you say go to the App Store, and when I go to the App Store, what I'm supposed to tap on?
Yeah, you see at the top right, you see it probably has your initials or maybe
Okay.
a picture, and then you scroll, and then you'll see if any apps need to update.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I appreciate that because I've been getting that lately from the YouTube and from Google, and I didn't tap anything.
Yeah, so that's the App Store. If you need to update an app, go to the App Store. If you need to update the system, backup, upgrade, whatever, you go to the settings.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate your answer.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Thank you so much. Yes, I see your chat. That is something that I cannot particularly assist with right now because that is, something that we really, really strive to have folks, so we don't have those issues. So I try to call us again, and I will let our help desk manager know that you're trying to have this or going through this issue. So again, call our help desk if you have any issues with your iPads, etc. So the person that asked for assistance, I mean, that was, the number I was going to share with you as well. So I hope things work out. That is our help desk. We're open from Monday to Thursday, 11 to 2. Again, information can be found in our daily email as well. So yes, I hope today was helpful, and I saw a lot of hands for backing up and updating or upgrading your device. So make sure every 1 month or so, check your backups, check your upgrades and updates to your system, and maybe even check maybe once every 2 weeks any updates to your apps in the App Store. So yes, I'll be sure to add that in. That's a good idea, Dolores. So I'll make sure to add that in next time we have this session about updating apps, because I know there may be a difference. Okay. So again, thank you so much, you guys. I'll see you all at 12 o'clock for our session on Maryland and Virginia National Parks. And it was a pleasure to present our session today. See you all soon. And please call us if you need any assistance. Have a wonderful day, everyone. See you all at 12.
Thank you, Alex. I really appreciate
Bye.
it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Have a good
Alex. You
one.
have a good day.
Yes, everybody have a blessed day until we
Everyone.
meet
Everyone have a
again.
blessed one.
12. See you all at 12, everybody.
Thanks, Alex.
I'm gonna try to get back at 12.
A pleasure.
Thank you,
Okay.
Alex.
All right, thank you.
Everybody.
Love you all. Have a
Goodbye.
blessed
Have
Love
day.
you too, baby.
See you all at 12. Prizes. Have a good day.
Okay.
All right.
Let me say hi.
They